Hello and welcome back to the channel, here for yet another league race. This time in the Benbo Gaming League, and we're at China today at the Shanghai International Circuit for round 9 of 10 here in Benbo Gaming League. Very close to the end of the season, of course, 2 races to go. We can wrap the championship up today if we do something I can't remember. As the theme of a lot of these videos are going to be on the run up to Christmas, which is of course not even a week away now. I'm not going to know much about positioning and championships and all of that. As you can see on the screen, our first lap in qualifying did not quite go to plan. Was losing the car on the exit of turn 3, 4, that sort of area. And the end of that lap it's going to be a 1:54.5, which still goes fastest for the time being, as no one else has set a time yet. But at the end of that second lap, we were doing quite well, but we ran out of fuel at the final corner, so we just chose to abort that one, bring the car back into the pit lane. Brand new, we're going to keep the same tyres on, and we're just going to literally go into the pit, straight back out to get the brand new fuel, all that sort of stuff. I'll run up to the line, then it's going to be the provisional pole, the 1:30.7, found 23 seconds across that lap, so new tyres going onto the car, and we're going straight back out. I'm pretty sure it was raining like at the end of the session, so of course we want to get out as soon as we can. Don't actually remember the time jump, of course. When we get out the pitch, you can see we're actually closer to the end than we would have been, so obviously the scampered first couple of runs has kind of helped us out here, but we're now going to start our lap with 3 minutes left on the clock, so a little later than normal. Get up through the first corner, trying to stick to that line as best as we can. Trying to not let the car give us a little snap of oversteer, trying not to run too wide either. A lot cleaner than obviously you saw with that first run. We do manage to get through the first sector, and it's purple once again. We are currently on pole, and we have found another 10th in the first sector. So we head through turn 6 corner. I have struggled it in the past with rear locking. However, I think I have sorted that sort of issue now. Come flying through this middle sector, through this sort of hairpin S corner of a double left-hander at, I think it's 9 and 10. This slight snap of oversteer just hampers our line a little bit through there. We get down now into this sort of snail section, but we are still up on our time. Found, I think, 300ths of a second through the second sector, as now we exit onto the long back straight. One of the longest and possibly one of the best overtaking opportunities on the entire calendar, as you open DRS heading down towards the hairpin at turn 14. Of course, you get a bad exit from the sort of long right, you're going to be not on a good lap for the rest of it. As you get to the hairpin, you can see the rain is just about starting to fall, I do believe. So we go through the final corner, it is now raining on the track. We're going to cross the line, we're going to find 3 tenths.
Fantastic. That was the fastest lap.
As the rain slowly gets heavier, so we pretty much finish that lap in the nick of time. And it's going to be pole by 4 tenths this time around. But we do have a 3-place grid drop, which I believe will only put us in 3rd because Matty also was a grid drop. And I'm starting on the soft tyres, which Noah said I'm absolutely screwed for this race. As you can see, they'll go 4 laps at the start of this race. Not great at all. But obviously we're going to give it everything. I believe it's going to be a 2-stop for everyone still. But of course the others will get softs later on, or they'll go from medium to hard. So we don't have the option. Of course I had to kind of beat my first lap. As the lights go out, we do get a very good start, to be honest. Especially get Noah off the line, which is quite rare for me. But however, he does have the inside line for the first couple of corners, so we're going to try and hold it around the outside, of course. At this moment in time, we still have a little bit more grip, as then we hook it round the inside for turn 3, and as we come through 4, we have solidified that position. And now we've got one more place to try and get to pull away in with this race. We have a little think about a move there into turn 6, but nothing really going to happen. We're a little bit too far back on the Haas. Of course, we're not going to stop trying. Into the middle sector then, through turn 7. Of course, the dirty air. You can't. It's not quite flat, especially on lap 1 with all the heavy fuel. But that was pretty much it for the first lap. You can see 9 tenths gap either way. We head up now to the first corner. And as we turn in here, start heading towards turn 2, we get a slight snap of oversteer. Running a little bit wide, and we touch the grass by, I think, about a millimetre. A little bit frustrating, but that is a spin for us. I couldn't do anything. I think about a millimetre of my rear left tyre skimmed the grass. And that was it, I lost the car. We dropped down to P5, so it could have been a lot worse. But obviously, we were in second, so it sucks. There's a replay of the start, then we are the first of those two McLarens. Of course, starting in P3, we actually got a decent start. As you can see, side by side with the Ferrari through these first couple of corners. My teammate running wide in the background. Not too fussed by that, of course, doesn't affect my race. But obviously, constructors were still definitely in reach at this point. Actually, their position solidified there in P2. In the replay of the spin here, you can see we just run the tiniest bit onto the grass. And it's enough to pretty much just tell the back end to spin. Luckily, we don't go into the gravel. And also, luckily, there's a good, nice gap of clean air to rejoin into. But we are done with these tyres now. We're going to pit at the end of that lap where we spun, end of lap 2. Into the pit lane. I believe we're going medium to the end of this race. So, obviously, not ideal. But honestly, we do what we can with what we have.
Go, go, go.
It's pretty much, it's almost a saying I live by these days. You know, you can't do the best you can, you know, well, you can't do the ultimate best of what's possible.
Only one stop to go.
You do what you can with what you have. And then you should be satisfied. If you're not, then clearly you expect too much of yourself. But on to lap 6 then, so that was just nothing happening for a while. I set the fast lap on lap 4. I remember I accidentally deleted that part of the clip. So that sucks, but we did set the fast lap on lap 4, so our first flying lap. Of course, we still hold our teammate here, loses the back end out of 6, but luckily just gets out of our way, which is obviously great. Clearly, I think we both know that I'm the quicker driver of the two of us. So no disrespect to Marshall. But, you know, the performances this season kind of go that way. Is now we're catching up to a little battle here. We finally caught up to Mac, or like MC Gamer, as he gets past Curly. Now into the final sector here, we've got to try and make a move on the Red Bull because it's a little bit deep into the corner there, so we're going to try and get up as inside now on this very long right hander. We do manage to get our car there, can't quite go full throttle. We finally get the pedal pinned and get a much better drive out of there, using of course battery and fuel as well. We did get the DRS as well, which I think the Red Bull also has, so we have to go defensive down now into the hairpin, but luckily no real attempts of a move there from Curly, so we're able to take almost the racing line, a little bit compromised but nothing too severe. Back up into P5 now, so the recovery is sort of happening. We jump forward to lap 9, then caught up to the back of the Haas, but we have our lapped car as well. I believe that is the Renault. Of course, that same one that caused the safety car in America, which I could say lost me the win, but that was myself being a bit of an idiot. You see, just massively blocked. The second race in a row now in this league that I've been severely hampered by a lapped car who isn't even in the game. So, really annoying, but of course these things can happen. When people leave or just get disconnected. A couple of laps later then we have caught up back up to the back of the Haas in the same part of the track as well. Just going to try and do something here to get some sort of position gain. You can see there the Renault also having internet issues, must have rejoined at some point and then left again. I'm not entirely sure on the whole situation there, but we have quite a bit of closing speed here on the back of the Haas, so we are going to try and move now down into turn 14. Doesn't go defensive, so maybe recognises the pace difference, so we are going to dive up the inside there. Can't quite take the racing line as his wing is still alongside my rear tyre, but that is now us up into P4, still pushing on to try and get something from this race. So we head around the final corner, I think turn 15 is the corner there. However, Mac is going to come back at us, so we have to go defensive into turn 1, hold that inside line. Luckily we didn't get any snap of oversteer this time, and he doesn't quite have the grip to fight around the outside, so we do manage to take the apex for turn 3, and that is, I believe, position confirmed. You can see Noah up ahead of us just doing his thing. As now through the same corner, very scary moment again. We do get another snap of oversteer at the same place we span on lap 2. Luckily, we just about keep the car away from the curb. A lap later, then we're going to try and go around the outside of Jerome here at turns 1 and 2. He did just come out of the pit lane, but it's pretty much the same thing. Gets a snap of oversteer and hits us, which you know, at the time I was like, "Come on, mate! Like, I'm here, you're clearly here. I was ahead of you." But then obviously, when you look back at it, you can see, yeah, they lost the rear of the car. It's happened to me like a couple of times already, so I know it's easily done, especially on cold tyres as he's just come out of the pit lane. But we tried to fight for him, and fight against him, but couldn't really do anything about it, and we are going to pit at the end of that lap anyway. So up into P4, I believe it is. Might have actually been P3. I believe as Kavudi behind, or I think Cad. Is his Discord, so I'll just go with that as I actually know how to pronounce it. At least I think I do, I could be completely wrong with that. But as always, it is the standard 2.6 second pit stop. I haven't actually seen anything different or anything less for myself personally. We exit the pit lane, then we are down to P6. Still ahead of our teammate by quite some bit by the look of things. As we almost catch up to the back of Matty, who comes into the pit lane. We are going to set the fastest lap of the race once again now on lap 18. And after we proceed to try and get down the podium. And then forwards to lap 23, just trying to catch up to the back of Cad in that Ferrari. We have done so now. Trying to make some sort of a move on the Ferrari. We were right up behind him, but he was getting better exits out of this like long right through turn 13. You can see he's so much further ahead of him, but we will have the DRS. Don't have too much battery to play with, but we have a little bit of fuel. Once again, the closing speed is immense. We're going to go back to the racing line, and we're going to brake so much later. We have so much better tyres than at this point. Just a little bit squeezed out there at the hairpin. That was completely fine. At least, well, you know, I'm fine with that. Just a little bit of hard racing. Fully entitled to that. We do run wide, use our elite strats. And as we're closing up to the back of him down the pit straight, you can see he's moving around left, right. Where's he going to go? I have no idea. Go to the outside for turn 1. And he has pretty much just pushed us off the track there. And that annoyed me, I'm not going to lie. Of course, having fair defence last week from against Noah and the Ferrari, this time his teammate, that wasn't quite as fair. You know, you can't move that much when someone is right up your diffuser. Come down through turn 6, I am so determined to get that place back, but thankfully the Ferrari pulls over, lets us through. So that was he kind of saved himself from a penalty then, because I would have reported him if he didn't just let me go. Which I guess it could sound petty, but that was not safe defending what he was doing. You know, the amount he weaved, he may have lost the back end into turn 1, which I guess would have been explainable. You see a replay here, you can see the Ferrari just goes a little bit deep into the hairpin, which I don't have a problem with that. But unless you can see it from this camera here, you can see he goes one way, back the other way. Moving around a lot, and then I don't know what happened into turn 1. Either he didn't brake, or yeah, I don't know. But thankfully, he has the sense to give up the place. So yeah, I appreciated that a lot. You know, shows good sportsmanship. Realised he was in the wrong, as I did with Matty in Hungary. So now on to lap 26. We're up behind the same Renault. I think this is to put him 2 laps down, but we're not doing anything the same as last time. We're going to make sure we have the inside for 13 and easily get the place there. It's in the place. I'd lap him. That's going to be it for the China race. You know, nothing else really happened. We did get P3 in the end. Jerome won. He was the only guy that could really stop me winning the championship this week. But luckily with my podium, it was enough to seal the championship. With a race to go, which is, I believe, the Italian Grand Prix, which should be out tomorrow. Which is all fun. Didn't enjoy that race, but you'll see why tomorrow. I think a couple of guys that might watch this video know why Italy didn't go to plan, but oh well. These things happen. We can't always have perfect races. You can see my teammate with that DNF as well. Means that we pretty much don't stand a chance for the constructors. It was possible, but it was very much a long shot. But that will be it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Do leave a like and subscribe as well. It helps me out massively. I do try and post daily, but of course, no guarantees as always. But again, if you have made it this far, thank you for watching very much. I greatly appreciate it. And that will be it for today. Hopefully see you tomorrow with the next one. I'll see you then.